And you're back for girls soccer team pasta party part 2. This is the finale. If you did not see part 1, make sure you toggle back, go to the playlist, go to my page, subscribe, do whatever you need to do to see part 1, and then come back for part 2. Because part 2 is actually day 3, and it's the top of the morning. I think it's like, it has to be at least 8 a.m. because in the midst of me deciding to do the balloons overnight, I blew them up overnight, woke up to assemble them, but then also it's mommy mixtapes, so you know I'm simultaneously making phone calls, handling the bills as far as what's due, what's not due, talking to people. It's always a lot at one time. So I got the balloons assembled and got them out the way. And then overnight I was just thinking about the table because I kept saying it needs like an extra element. Like I definitely needed to elevate some of the pieces. You see those black like little box looking things on the back. I needed to bring some of those pumpkins up higher on the table, but also I needed to hide the boxes. So I had a total of 3 of these tablecloths in the same print. And as you can see, I mean, I made changes to this tablecloth so many times because you're going to see the different variations. But ultimately, what I'm doing now is just covering up those risers. They're really bed risers that we never used, that I ordered for Simone for college. She never used them, and I started to use them in centerpieces. And so I'm covering those up. And to me, it didn't really need any rhyme or reason with regard to like the pattern, right? The pattern doesn't have to lay perfectly against the other patterns. As you can see, I have 2 layers for the tablecloths at the bottom. But right now I'm just rearranging things in the back, showing you how I am going to rise up those pumpkins that I had on display. And the key is just to make sure they're sturdy. This table will be eventually pushed back against the wall, so I'm not really worried about, anyone knocking into it. So I'm feeling very secure about this space foundation I created. I would then push this back against the wall and kind of go from there.
Yes.
Silas
and
woke
we're
up,
back.
so I took off running, and then here I am returning
with a new member
after getting dressed, getting up, taking out the rollers, and getting started with our day.
We got so much to do. Yes. So you see, we made some changes. This is where I stopped off, and that even got come from the wall. Now we got an extra helper. We got extra hands here. We really can't fold. Because he saw fine stuff. Y'all know he about to tear it up. Oh! Silence. And see, I saved those couple of balloons perfectly for him. Still want to get to the Dollar Tree. We still got to make the pasta.
Bull! There's a bull.
The things that keep me up at night, the things I keep me up. All right.
gonna rubber band these together so they kind of stay together and then fan them out. I think this is. This was a pasta party, right? We're making macaroni off to the side. Macaroni cheese, we're doing this, and then it's a baby under here, back here, doing a whole bunch of stuff. It's a lot. While I'm going to the dollar store right now, I have to get some more light bulbs, please. Now check this out. Cute, right? It's gonna be so cute. I think because we can go into dusk that we probably will use these outside. These are really cute. They would be really cute. Add like a full ornament. We'll think about it. We'll see if we can even find more. How about that? Oh, Pootie Pop, please. And let me try the other lighting because, baby, we do need to be able to see. I just hate this orange lighting, but baby, we gotta see what's going on. Hey! Stop it! What's wrong with you? Take these. Hold the rubber band up. And these are shedding. They're shedding. They're shedding. They're doing a shedding thing.
And as you can see, it's a continuous obstacle course as I work through setting this up with Mr. Silas until things just falling all apart. And yeah, this is pretty normal when setting up
I have announced
until this happens.
I got pretty far. I'm really thinking about taking this show on the road.
Start to second guess whether I should even set this table up in the kitchen. We do have an in-law suite, which is near the outdoor section where we're also setting up. And I was thinking it probably would have made more sense to just have everyone flowing from that side of the house to outdoors. But it's too late.
Those things are not freestanding. They're smashed against the wall. And they're kind of split. I can't move it. But it's getting tricky. Mind you, it's 3 o'clock. I got pasta cooking. And I'm debating on moving this whole entire piece to the in-law suite so they can go in and out the in-law suite to the outdoors area where they're going to be. Make it make sense. I can't do that.
So once I realized I can't do that, I just toggle back to making my pasta. This was the spaghetti. We did 3 dishes. The other was a jerk Alfredo that my daughter made herself, and then of course the macaroni and cheese I was just talking about. But overall, all the pastas we did prepare just a few hours before the event, so I'm going to wrap these up with foil and put them back in the oven. And just taking a moment to admire that pumpkin statue that I love and get Silas some lunch.
We still have to make the pasta. Party with no pasta. Decorations is cool, but you can't eat. So, Mom got washing fish. The baby gonna stall, but he ain't. Cause he gonna tell somebody. The rest of us is gonna hit the floor and crash out. Silas ain't about to crash out. He ain't about to crash out about no food. You gonna have his food. You gonna have his food right now.
And so the mad dash begins to get Silas situated, get him fed, make sure he has what he needs to carry on through the day, and so that he's not cranky and I can continue to work on these things until my in-laws arrive, and they'll be here just a little bit before the party begins. So I know if you're anything like me or my mother, I'm pretending she's watching this video, and I know she would have said, first of all, Silas throwing that soccer ball around in the house is a no-no. And secondly, that tablecloth was so wrinkled. I just couldn't proceed. I had to pull out my steamer and get to work. I just took my time, went over each section. That steamer is perfect for items like this. I don't even use it on clothes that often, but for any kind of home decor, curtains, tablecloths, it's just perfect, and it does the job with ease. So thankfully I had that. And remember that sign, if you were watching part 1, I told you that was a yard sign that broke. This is how I recycled that one piece that became 2 pieces. It actually became the base for each one of my feathered fans. And so I just kind of placed those strategically right in front, so it appeared that they were actually attached to the faux floral arrangement. And that came out perfectly. And that's pretty much the science to a lot of the home decor concerns or little, hiccups you may run into. It's all about recycling things, moving things around. That is a Halloween wreath that I just decided needed just a little more pop of sparkle, so I'm adding some additional little glittered fan pieces to that, as well as my feather fans with the autumn colors. And so my family is arriving and it's all coming together. That's Auntie, Grandma, and my beautiful mother-in-law coming to assist.
He said, no, I'm not kidding. Man just want to them wife just go. Listen, the man is saying, cheap lantern. Sylvester, we call him Sly. Slice the man say, the dude just find out that the kids that is.
Oh God, 81? He
He said 81. He said, bet you the man just found out all them kids is.
That's right.
Yes.
And this is how we usually do it. We all just come together to make events memorable, especially for the children. Here I am now outside trying to decide how I'm going to place the balloons that we assembled earlier. I moved them around a couple of times before I eventually put them against the house, and I create what can potentially be a scene for them to take photos. What I'm plugging in now is a strobe light, and I also bring out my Ring camera, and a ring light rather, so they can have that available too if they want to take a little photo op picture in between these two balloon columns. And that's Auntie Margie helping clean up. My mother-in-law, we're just all around moving things. She put something somewhere, I move it. I put it down, she move it. We chase each other around. The pasta is coming out of the second kitchen and just starting to place the food out. It was such a beautiful, warm day outside, which I was happy for, because there was no issue having this indoor and outdoor. And what you won't see in this video is that I also prepared like a hot cider, brought it outside for the girls when it was closer to the time. It definitely became a challenge to record everything as we got closer to the pasta party beginning, which was around 6 p.m. I decorated this second table that sits right outside of the deck, but I don't think anyone used it. Just added a tablecloth just in case. And some of the kids did come from that side of the house into the backyard. And here's that floor arrangement that we usually have as a centerpiece during the springtime. And I have added some fall elements with the little signs from the Dollar Tree. I just stuck those right inside the basket and placed a few pumpkins around it to bring in more of the fall current season decor. Don't pay that ladder any attention. Y'all know how y'all ask a man to move something 100 times? That's what happened with that ladder. That's why that ladder is still in play. But yeah, this is kind of where the girls gathered, one group of them that evening. And so this is where the cider was, and came back to add those really nice Halloween pumpkin themed coasters to this table, just in case we do attract a crowd here. The fire pit is on the other side, so you know, if they were out there long enough, we can get that started. And this is pretty much the final look for our spread right before the girls came in. Actually, I wouldn't even say final because it's missing like our delicious garlic knots that one of the girls bought from Sergio's Italian restaurant nearby. We had tossed salad, cakes, cookies, some other things that, like I said, baby, this was the end of my recording. Because, you know, by this time, I'm ready to sit down. Kids come in, enjoy. All the girls were really excited about the harvest theme. They all spoke so highly about how festive it looked inside and outside. So I would say this was a complete success. Some last minute adjusting to the pampas grass. I know I've been calling it feathers and bands, but this is pampas grass. And not too much moving because now we have our food out, which is covered. Sternos are lit. Pasta is warming. And I just want to leave you with the final TikTok of the evening that just recapped everything and also give you a little glimpse of the girls. Thank you for watching. Make sure you tune back into Mommy Mixtapes.